Well, hi! So today I got a pretty interesting topic for y'all. I got the whole group in the kitchen. I'm gonna get this a little organized and we'll get to it. So this is as organized as I can get it right now. But the reason being for the video, I'm gonna talk to you all about something I always talk about that I really haven't I mention it, but we're going to talk about NASA's air purifying plants, and this is going to be kind of like my best stuff. These are all the plants I have that are on the NASA list, because this is definitely something I can get geeky over. I really love air purifying plants and, the benefits that they bring and what have you. But I'm going to go through the ones I have. I only have 14 out of the 28 on the list. I have had more, but the ones that I don't have that I've had before are just plants that didn't work out for me. And maybe we'll get onto that a little later. But for right now, let's just get to it. Alright, so let's start this list. The first one I'm going to talk about is probably the most common plant you literally ever hear about, especially if you're a beginner. Everyone recommends it. I recommend it to everyone when they're beginning out asking about plants, and we're talking about the golden pothos. Mine is quite large. This is as far as much as I can get over here. The pot is literally on the other side of the room right now. Mine's a couple years old, and I would say it's probably 2 yards long in length. I have cut it multiple times. I put some in my aquarium. You can grow them, root them aquatically, or root them in soil. It grows great either way, honestly. The more humid, the more prolific it grows. If you keep it a little drier, I guess it'll grow slower. I just let mine go crazy. Also, the reason why I like to suggest this one for new plants, new plant people. Let's see if I can get the leaves. Is because this is a great plant to tell, like, honestly, what else you can grow. It grows deeper variegation when you have, like, brighter light situation, and then, or you can get just plain green leaves when it glows in darker. There's a lot of darker green leaves from my last apartment. I kind of put it all over the place. And then in this new apartment, I put it in the kitchen and I never left it, and it has increasingly more and more variegation, and that's how I know, like, my kitchen is a great space to grow things. Because of the humidity from cooking and, just regular kitchen use, and a giant east-facing window. Golden pothos is also known to be one of the best air purifying plants. Like, this is definitely one of the plants NASA has grown in space. And if NASA can grow it in space, you can grow it in your home. Second on the list, we're going to talk about the Areca palm, my butterfly palm, literally the largest plant I have in my apartment. This one is also known for really great air exchanging and purifying air, just because, one, its size, and it's also on the list. And there's been a lot of studies in India. You can literally just look up air purifying plants, like TED Talks, what have you, and there's going to be a lot on you. There's one specific I am talking about, and the guy talked about 3 plants: the pothos, the butterfly palm, and the Sansevieria, which will be number 3. We'll get to that in a second. But for right now, the butterfly palm, if you have 4 large potted palms, that is enough air exchange to erase literally your carbon dioxide that you exhale. So if you are locked in a room with 4 of these bad guys, you will survive on the oxygen it gives out alone. Food, on the other hand, that's another story. And as mentioned, the Sansevieria hold on, let me check my notes. Trifasciata, sure. Snake plant, mother-in-law's tongue. I also read it was called Viper's Bowstring Hemp. That sounds cool. I like common names that are really weird and out there. But anyway, as you can see, mine is so tall, it doesn't fit in the shot. So let's see if we can pan down with him. All right, so maybe like here. Yeah, so Sansevieria, probably the #2 plant that I would definitely recommend to anyone. This plant I have put in almost every broom. It is almost unchanged. It just keeps doing what it does. A little note, just let the soil dry out before you water it again. It likes that. The TED Talk that I mentioned last, I'm definitely putting in the bio because I'm mentioning it twice, but he said if you have 6 waist-high Senserveiria plants, that is enough to enough plant to human ratio that you need for proper air exchange. Senserveiria are great. There's many different varieties. They're honestly very satisfying. I want to have a whole collection. They're also known as a bedroom plant because they do their air exchange at night. Suck on that. Next on the list is the peace lily. Obviously, this is a plant you hear a lot, you see a lot. It's almost always at nurseries for sale because people just like to get them as a get well present, as a nice little potted plant. But they're also on the nest list, super easy to grow, but I do hear a lot people have hard time growing them. What I found is it really likes water. It likes water, likes being wet. I water it. I do let it dry out probably, I don't know, a thumb width soil in the top before I water it again, but honestly I water it 2 to 3 times a week. It really likes, and it stays pretty perky. I haven't gotten it to flower since I've gotten it, had it a couple months. So we'll see about that. If she flowers again, maybe it's just not the right season. But super easy plant, can take almost any kind of lighting. I wouldn't put it in bright light though, but any sort of indirect light, it grows fabulously. Continuing on, we have the Anthurium, also known as the Flamingo flower. I have one flower to show you for example. It's kind of weird shape right now. But this is honestly my favorite flower. I say that all the time about all flowers. This is definitely one of my favorites. Anthuriums are super satisfying to grow. They're rather easy to grow. Also, like the peace lily, they like to live on the more moist, humid side. I had this in my bathroom at my last apartment and it loved it. I have it out in the living room now because I have it in a bigger pot situation. Like this is crazy. There's also a Black Queen Anthurium in here too. That one is not on the list. I think it's just a variegation of the Flamingo flower, which is why it hasn't made the list yet. But Anthuriums, I'm super geeky about. I love Anthuriums. Easy group. Easy. Pathetic. And we have the Aglaonema, also known as the Chinese Evergreen. This has been kind of a newer plant for me. I don't know if I have this in a recent plant haul or not, but it's been slow growing. It has really awesome like digital camo print leaves. I absolutely adore this plant. I have it like maybe a foot off the east facing window, so as of now it's growing pretty well. It's not droopy, I haven't lost any leaves, but don't have much else to say. It's a really cool plant. And we have the Philodendron Corda, heart-shaped leaf philodendron. Ignore these up here. This is just a, let's see if I can hide that. There we go. A plant I have potted with it that I have yet to take out. It needs to be taken out. This one was actually given to me by a coworker. Shout out to Michael if you're watching this. Anyway, it grows pretty well, pretty slowly. I had it growing under artificial light and then started growing weird colored leaves. I also had another friend that happened to their heart-shaped philodendron too, so keep it under natural light and you'll get these really big heart, like leathery heart leaves. And it's pretty satisfying to grow. It's not much different than the golden pothos, just different shape leaf, different color. Yeah. No idea what number we're on, but I'm going to talk to you about the Dracaena marginata. This has been a really fun plant for me. When I first got it, it all looked like this. I thought it was grass, quite honestly. But then it kept growing, and I got like these stalks. So I'm like, oh, that's a Dracaena, I guess, also known as dragon tree. There's a lot of varieties of Dracaena. This is Dracaena marginata. I believe there might be a new scientific name for it. I don't know, it's red-edged. I talked about another one I got in a plant haul video that had light pink edges. There's different variegations of each one as well, different colors. Dracaenas are very fun plants. This one, I took the top off, and as you can see, it's now growing 3 new branches. You can bonsai these. These are really cool. They grow huge. Great, fun, easy growing plant. Likes high light. High indirect light. Sometimes I have them in the sun, but the more light you give them, make sure you keep them on a pretty tight water schedule. I water them 1 to 2 times a week, depending on the season. I do like to let the soil dry out in between waterings, but definitely don't leave it dry for really that long at all. But definitely fun plant. This is my weeping fig cutting. I don't know if this is cheating. I don't know if it's doing well. Ficus Elastica variegata, variegated rubber tree plant. This one is really nice. I guess this is actually the first bonsai I ever started, and I'm still pleased. It's quite early in the stages, but I think it looks really cute. I love this pot. I've had many plants in it, but nothing has really worked well as this one has. Rubber trees are kind of sentimental to me just because my grandfather used to sing that rubber tree plant song all the time just to annoy us, but he was quite endearing and cute. We loved him. Anyway, rubber plants are super easy to care for, and gotta psych myself up, only got a few left to go. Let's talk about the Duncan. Also a plant I recently talked about in a plant haul. Been kind of a hassle just trying to learn this plant. I think maybe it's best when left alone, it grows best. But I'm not that type of person. I like to fondle and tamper with all my plants almost all the time. This guy I have now in between an east and south facing window, in like where it doesn't get light at all, and it just gets like ambient light from both, and it's doing pretty well now, I would say. Let the soil dry out before watering again, but otherwise it's on like the easy to grow. I don't know. Almost all these plants are super easy to grow, and they're all common, and I think that was intentional from NASA. Aloe vera, aloe vera, aloe vera. I have a lot of these. I have so many aloe. I talk about them a lot. How many videos do we need to spend talking about aloe? Warneckii. Warneckii. Hickey from Warneckii. Or Cornstalk. I kind of find that weird. I grew up in farm country. I think this looks nothing like cornstalks, but hey, it looks more exotic to me. I really have been fine. I have this one with this white variegation, and you saw the other one I had before with the green leaf. They're nice. Warneckii. I don't want to play favorites, but the last, but very not the least, my Philodendron Bipinnatifidum. I can't say it worth my life. It is also known as the Lacy tree. It is a philodendron. It is my ultimate plant. I would honestly say this is probably intermediate level plant, but it is so satisfying when you get it into a situation it likes. It's kind of picky with light, it's kind of picky with watering, but oh my god, these leaves, they're huge and they're like giant oak leaves. I just absolutely adore this plant. It is one of my largest plants and just one of my doted upon, I guess. This is my baby. They're all my babies, but that's like, you know, you're plant people, you get it. So just to like wrap it all up, the NASA list of air purifying plants, you literally, you can just Google it and you can download the PDF. It's really wordy, it's really scientific-y, there's lots of numbers, but it says a lot. Basically what they did was they took plants, put them in greenhouses, and injected certain types of gases and stuff and measured the turnover of plants that took out those specific gases from the air in the greenhouses and converted it back to oxygen that we can breathe. And it's really interesting. They also did it, the study was done in 1989, so it still holds up to this day, and that's, you know, when true facts are still, you know, over decades old. They're really things we need to listen to, and they're really like, they use the most common plants that you can get from almost anywhere. But as always, thanks for watching. Like it, subscribe it, let's talk about it. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, let's be friends.